slowed our progression into human studies is when we look at what happens to chondroitinase when it's delivered to a rat. So this is some data from Liz Bradbury's lab, where they injected chondroitinase at C5. And what you see here shown in green is an antibody that marks where chondroitinase is inactive. And what you see is that the chondroitinase spreads for about 3 to 5 millimeters on either side of the injection. So the injections were done here, and so you see distribution both rostrally and caudally. The top image shows distribution 2 weeks after the injections, and then the bottom at 8 weeks after the injection. Similarly, you see almost identical distribution coming out of Cambridge University, and again, this is from James Fawcett's lab. And in this case, they injected twice, once rostrally and once caudally to the entry. And on the rostral side, you'll see that the distribution is even more limited, and on the caudal side, you'll see that again, they see about 2 to 5 millimeters of distribution from the injury. Similarly, in addition to the intraspinal injections that you see here, they also treated the cord 5 times with chondroitinase, basically bathing the cord. And what you see is you see some rim of darkness, evidence of digestion, but you really don't see any significant penetration into the cord. If you look at this from a cross-sectional view, and these are the exact same animals that came out of Liz's lab, what you see in the left column here is what an animal looks like, or a spinal cord from a rat that's processed to look at chondroitinase digestion without treatment. And then the next column over is digestion when you inject chondroitinase into the ventricles of the rats. And what you see is it distributes somewhat throughout the cord, and particularly around the central canal. And then on the third column is digestion shown when you inject chondroitinase at C5. And what you see is that by the time you get to the brainstem, there's very little evidence of digestion except for around the rim, where presumably chondroitinase had leaked into the CSF. Looking at this at a little higher power, here we've taken the same sections from Liz's lab and looked at comparing intrathecal injection with ventricular injection. And again, what you see on the left side are